What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, the second press conference, Los Angeles, California. It went down today, and what should I say about this press conference? First of all, the stare down. The long 1,000-man stare, the way these guys looked at each other for damn near a minute, maybe a little bit more than a minute. Fury started smiling. Deontay Wilder walked off saying he lost. Tyson Fury counterpunched with, hey, you walked off, so who lost? Get your ass back up here. Then everything got mellow. The commentator, I think she asked questions. She was instigating. As she did a decent job. I'm not trying to bash the journalist, but I think she was trying to insinuate that, because Fury called Deontay Wilder a pussy, that questioned his manhood. That I guess that was her way of trying to get that started, but it really didn't escalate to anything. The only thing significant was the lineal champion debate. And, Deontay Wilder said that, when I knock you out, you can have it back. So that was pretty much it. What I did notice, Fury was more relaxed. Fury was very, very positive. I guess this was a positive face of Fury. Deontay Wilder was also mellow and calm. It was almost like they were tired. It was like this was the last press conference, because pretty much it is. But this is like the last press conference after having many build-up conferences, like they just finished a tour somewhere, or tours. So it was like these guys were very calm. This was, to me, counterpunching this. It wasn't really anything we can say about it worth mentioning. It was short. It was condensed. And when I mean condensed, this press conference was like a face-off and an interview all at the same time. If you notice how they had these guys across from each other, kind of like it was like the Inside PVC mixed with face-off with Max Kellerman. That's what it was like, because, you had her in the middle and then them two on the sides, and they weren't real far from each other. It wasn't a typical, classic, original press conference. But what we did have in this particular press conference, quote unquote, were journalists. I think this was created so the journalists can get their questions asked, so the proper people were introduced, because then they had enough time for enough people to come in. That's why they were able to pan in the back so you can actually see reporters, okay, and journalists ask questions. You know what I mean? You heard the little clicking. You didn't hear any of that shit the first press conference. First press conference, I think they might have had 5 people out there, if that. And, that shows you how fast it was thrown together. So I think to do damage control, they had to create another press conference, to get these guys in. But these guys are not even trying to sell this fight now. They're not even trying to sell it. And Tyson Fury, another thing that stuck out, what the journalist asked, she was like, well, whose resume is better? She never got the question, so she should have asked the question again. The knockout. Well, Tyson Fury says, well, I'm not going to do the same old song and dance, because that doesn't work. But I'm like, okay, if it didn't work, how do you think you won? That's a big contradiction. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If you can box Deontay Wilder without being dropped, okay, do that then. But doing something new that he doesn't know, and because he says, oh, well, that didn't work, but then, oh, I'm the same old guy, I'm the same OG. I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? That's crazy, because it's like, okay, we know you irky jerky, you're good at feigning, you're good at boxing, you're good at keeping your distance. That's Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder, I will say this about him. He thinks he's still a pillow puncher, and he said, well, maybe he didn't feel his punches because his adrenaline was up. Okay, I buy that. But if he's a pillow puncher, what does that say about your chin? Because he had you buckled in the 12th round. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder was buckled, but then there was no rebuttal from Fury. It was like they were just randomly talking as though they weren't even in the room. They might as well not been across from each other because no one really went back and forth. This was nothing to work with. These guys shared no energy at all. This shit was a waste of time. Let's just call it. I call it like I see it. The press conference, the second press conference, were just to get the other reporters in there so they can do their job to get their workout. That's it. This is what that was made for. And they tried to do too many things at one time. No, they won't have a face-off now. No, they won't have and this was it. I hope I'm wrong, but this seems like that's what they were doing. They were doing 2 or 3 different things at the same time because, again, they don't want to spend money on this shit. And all I got to ask is why? Why don't you want to spend money on this production? And this is the PBC side. So hopefully ESPN will have something in store that will, put them in front of Max Kellerman or something like that and ask these guys questions, at least on First Take, put them on First Take. I don't know, something to get this fight some buzz because it looks like it's going bad, But anyway, nothing really else to say about this press conference. Tyson Fury offered to see Deontay's junk to question his masculinity. That's, anyway, that's, I guess, that's some other shit. Again, when they did the last face-off, because they did the first face-off and then the face-off at the end, another problem, you did not know. They didn't mic these guys, so we didn't know what they were saying to each other. That's what we supposed to be hearing. The back and forth between what you guys are going to do to each other. They said it face to face where there was no mics. You couldn't hear. You didn't know what they were talking about. It was just, this has been a total incomplete promotion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was happy to see the next press conference. I did wonder why they were going to have one. Now I know. But now that we have one, what did it benefit us? What did it benefit us as fans? We've already heard all this shit that they've said before, and they didn't even say it with any energy. They didn't even, it's like they didn't mean it. It's like they were like, yeah, well, he told what he say what he wants. No, get in each other's shit. Do the shit we seen the first fight. I don't know, man. It's just, to me, it was a waste of time. I don't know really else what to say about this press conference. It's just, it was flat. It was flat. It was a waste of time. There was nothing to be said, and the things that we should have heard, we didn't hear. So there you go. That's my counterpunch on that, guys. I wish I could give you more, but there was nothing more that I got from this press conference. I wanted to do it live, but, again, I had a family function. So my apologies. So, I was tired. I drove off through the night. So, but anyway, that's all I got from it. That's my counterpunch. You guys tell me what you think about the press conference. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.